Hi everybody, in this morning video from Live Alive, I will bring the latest Liverpool update. We'll start with Liverpool reject massive offer for Darwin Nunez. The divisive striker, handpicked by Jurgen Klopp in 2022, has had a difficult season under new manager Arne Slot. Potter's injury against Chelsea presented the No. 9 with an opportunity in Slot's starting 11. He struggled for goals, netting just twice in the Premier League this term, and has since been displaced in the team by Luis Diaz. The Colombian, operating as a centre-forward, has made up a front three alongside Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo. The expectation was that Darwin would leave Anfield at the end of the season if Slot couldn't get the best out of him. His stint with the Reds could be ending this month though. Clubs in Saudi Arabia are interested in the 25-year-old. Al Hilal, managed by former Benfica boss Jorge Jesus, are in the market for someone to replace Neymar, while Al Nassr will be looking to strengthen their attack once Anderson Talisca, a one-time Liverpool transfer target, returns to Turkey. Anfield Watch understands the Reds have turned down a verbal offer in the region of £70 million for Darwin from Al Hilal. The Merseyside club value their striker at closer to the £85 million mark. As exclusively revealed earlier this week, it is thought that Liverpool will deal at £75 million, and the club are bullish about getting such a fee, with Michael Edwards stepping in to handle negotiations. Darwin's departure could speed up the arrival of highly rated Stefanos Tzimas. Anfield Watch understands that Al Hilal are ready to pay Nunez around £400,000 per week if he moves there. This, unsurprisingly, is the principal reason why the striker hasn't turned down the offer. While we're sure Nunez would prefer to carry on in European football, this would represent a gigantic leap in his wages. For comparison, no one has ever earned that much money playing for Liverpool. Mo Salah is the closest, with his £350,000 deal currently close to that mark. But there's no question that Nunez could not earn that kind of money anywhere else. Arne Slot won't allow another defeat to Nottingham. Liverpool head coach Arne Slot admits the Premier League defeat to Nottingham Forest earlier this season was a watershed moment of his tenure. It is the one blemish on Arne Slot's Premier League record that subsequently became the subject of amusing social media memes. And, for the Liverpool boss, it remains an example of what he simply will not allow from his squad. The Reds visit Nottingham Forest this evening, aiming to avenge the 1-0 Anfield reverse back in September that checked early momentum under Slot and gave a first indication the East Midlands side could become a force this season under Nuno Espirito Santo. Taking into account Slot's record during the first half of 2024 with former club Feyenoord, it was also the only game in which he suffered a defeat during the calendar year. And the Liverpool head coach hasn't been able to forget. "I definitely don't wipe it from my memory," he admits. "There were not that many things that we did well during that game. What I mostly disliked was the fact in the last 20 to 25 minutes I didn't see something happening. So things can go against you in a game, but then you want to see a few players stepping up and saying, enough is enough, we don't play our best game, but then we maybe have to be more aggressive and win a few duels, sprint a few times extra." I was mostly worried that that didn't happen in that game. It is not 100% sure it will never happen again, but what I told the players is that it doesn't fit me. At Feyenoord, when these things happened, I always had players who stepped up. And I said to them, this probably doesn't fit you guys as well, because with Jurgen, Klopp, you always came back. The good thing is that was also the only game in which that happened, because we know in recent games every time we went behind we did put our foot on the gas, and that is what we didn't do in that game. It is a game we have learned from, because afterwards I saw a different attitude in all the other games when we were 1-0 behind and there were 20 to 25 minutes left. Slot adds, "I do remember from that game that I made 1 or 2 substitutions, and I played Trent, Alexander-Arnold, as a midfielder for the first time as well. It was also in a period of time when I still had to learn what was the best for this team. Later on against Fulham, when I made all these offensive changes, people said that is brilliant, but after the Forest game I don't think people thought it was brilliant to play Trent as a midfielder. It was also for me a learning moment about what works and doesn't work." Stefanos Tzimas opens door to Liverpool transfer. Liverpool have made Stefanos Tzimas one of their primary targets in the January transfer window. Anfield Watch revealed exclusively that the Reds are currently leading the race to sign the Greek teenager. Liverpool are prepared to pay £25 million for his services, which makes sense given just how talented the youngster is, especially based on this report. Though Liverpool's stance is one thing, It's interesting to hear what Tzimas' preference would be, and it seems the forward has already revealed that in a recent interview. Tzimas is a young forward currently on loan at Nuremberg in the 2. Bundesliga from Greek side PAK. His current club have an option to buy him permanently and can trigger that option as early as this month. That is why Liverpool are optimistic they can get a deal done for Tzimas, although a lot will depend on who will leave on Slot's squad. Anfield Watch revealed there is a possibility that a big forward could be on the move. Nonetheless, it seems like Tzimas would definitely be open to a move to Anfield. He has recently revealed that the Premier League is his dream. Talking to an interview with Kicker, Tzimas was asked about whether his ultimate goal is also to end up in the Premier League. Yes, you could say that. The Premier League is also my dream league, but at the moment I am enjoying life in beautiful Nuremberg, he said. He was also asked about whether he supports any team from abroad, and while Tzimas didn't have a definite answer, he did suggest he was an admirer of Barcelona. Yes, of course, I watch a lot of top games, but I don't have a favorite team. In the Clásico, however, I always support Barca, he said, having worked with Miroslav Klose, the World Cup's all-time top scorer, to refine his finishing. Tzimas would be a perfect option under Slot. This is definitely a move to keep a close eye on as the window progresses. Diogo Jota ready to back. Slot has insisted Diogo Jota is now ready to play 90 minutes in the Premier League for Liverpool. The Reds have been cautious with Jota's fitness since he returned from a rib injury. The striker was sidelined for the best part of 2 months, but Jota got a full game under his belt after opening the scoring in a 4-0 win over Accrington Stanley in the FA Cup third round last weekend. The Portugal international was first-choice centre-forward before his injury sustained against Chelsea last October. And as Premier League leaders Liverpool prepare to face third-place Nottingham Forest in a seismic clash tonight, Jota is available to play for the duration if Slot decides. The Reds head coach at his pre-match press conference, I think all of them have for 80% the same program, and then the last 20% is for every player individual. They do individual work in the gym as well. It's not only for him that we have a special program, we try to have a special program for all the squad players we have. It's true, he is, like all the others, someone I like to have in my squad. I like to have him available, and when it comes to building up his match fitness, I think you also saw that it went from 30 minutes to 30 minutes to a bit more and a bit more. Now he's ready to play 90, and that's a good thing because we have to play many games in the upcoming weeks. It's nice to have him available, and hopefully it stays like this for the last 4 or 5 months. And that's the end of today's video. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss daily update from my channel.